Whew, a thriller per minute T20I that we have seen at the MA Chidambaram Stadium, and at the end of the day, Namburi Thakur Tilak Verma, yes, that is his full name, NT Tilak Verma,
Yeah.
an absolute masterclass in batting, 72 of 55, 4 boundaries, 5 sixes, and aided by some valuable contributions from the lower order, Washington Sundar and Arshdeep Singh, Ravi Bishnoi, those 2 boundaries that Ravi Bishnoi hit, they are as valuable as Tilak Verma's 72 or 55. And because of that, England, yes, we all feared that, with the collapse that the Indian team had, they could have actually pulled off a heist. But no, 166 for 8, India win by 2 wickets and they go 2-0 up in the 5-match series. But then today, India had their ultimate test. I think this was the first time they were tested since Zimbabwe, or do you think they had closer encounters versus Sri Lanka?
I think they were obviously closer encounters versus Sri Lanka, and that second T20I against South Africa also, which India lost, wherein I think Tristan Stubbs won South Africa that match.
Yep.
That was the only game that I can think of. Apart from that, I think it's been completely India's way since 2024. Since the
Yeah.
home series against Afghanistan, things have really gone India's way. But I think overall, if you look at India's approach, I think really have to applaud the lower order here, that despite the India losing, too many wickets or cluster of wickets in the middle overs, I think the other batters did not really shy away from playing their natural game. You look at Hardik Pandya, even though he just got 7 of 6 balls, but then he wanted to go for his shots every ball he faced. Pretty much the same with Akshar Patel, Arshdeep Singh also playing very fearlessly. So this is definitely the new age Indian T20I team, and we are getting to see some exciting cricket. And this may all sound cliche, because I'm sure that at some stage during our dugouts or those post-match sessions, we all may have said all these things. But this is really turning out to be the real baseball brand of cricket.
Fearless or foolish? Because you came this close, 4 balls remaining, you won by 2 wickets. Now, this is the question which is going to be very tricky in this entire discussion that we are going to have, because I will throw the floor open to the two gentlemen, and then I'll chip in. Fearless or foolish? Some of the shots that most of our batters played. Were you okay with it? Because I heard, I think it was Akshar Patel, when he hit that slog sweep, totally unnecessary in the situation. But others, you're saying that they were playing very aggressively. Sanju Samson, was that a good shot? Surya Kumar Yadav, was it a good shot, aggressive shot? Hardik Pandya, Dhruv Jurel, Washington Sundar, all of them who got dismissed. Do you think this is foolish cricket, aggressive cricket, or do you think aggressive cricket wins at the end of the day? What do you guys think? Is it somewhere down the line, are we blurring the lines between foolish shots and aggressive shots?
No, Vishy sir. Again, I personally think that
This is not an opinion. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah. I'm just telling you that T20 cricket in today's day and age, I don't think anything should be termed as foolish in T20 cricket. The way T20 cricket is moving, the way the shortest format is actually evolving, moving ahead, I think nothing is foolish, and that's exactly what Surya Kumar Yadav, all throughout his time, since the time he has taken over captaincy of this Indian team, has made it very clear. I remember even during, before the South Africa series, when Sanju Samson was getting those starts but wasn't converting his runs, wasn't converting them into big scores. He had that 26 odd, I guess, in one game. At that time, there were many questions over Sanju Samson as well, that does he deserve a place in the T20 side or not. But at that time also, he was given a longer rope, and he was also appreciated for the fact that no matter what, even if he's not converting it, he's still going for that shots. So that's the kind of mindset that has been instilled in this Indian team, and this is how the team is going to go about their cricket. Tilak Verma definitely did play to the situation, but if we see, most of his shots, most of the runs have come from boundaries. So that's been the mindset, that's been how the team is going to approach the total, that's how they're going to play this brand of cricket. The only thing, so with the batting, as far as batting is concerned, I am absolutely fine. So you will have days when you will struggle to get to 166. You will huff and puff before you chase down a total of 166. But again, you will also have days when you will near 300 mark with just losing one wicket with the same approach, and that's exactly how T20 cricket should be played. I would have been disappointed if the batter's approach would have changed after those early 2 wickets. I think you were 19 out for 2 to begin with, but then also you saw Surya Kumar Yadav come out and play his shots. That is something that I really took it as a very positive sign. Even if you would have lost the game from here, I would not have blamed the batting over there. Just one thing, I would have wanted an extra bowler still seeing this result, because you batted till all your batters batted, barring one, that is Varun Chakravarti.
Yeah.
You could have gone with an extra bowler and contained a little bit of more runs when you saw Abhishek Sharma coming in the later part of the innings, and then he was taken to the cleaners by Liam Livingstone. So if you would have had that one extra bowling option extra, then maybe the target would have been shorter, and then this how it's looking like at this point of time that India had to really work hard for this total. Maybe the total would not have been that much, and you could have sort of reached to it even more further. But I think that is something we will talk about later in the show as we go ahead. But as far as batting is concerned, I though personally, that I am somebody who personally doesn't even in T20 cricket, in Test cricket, I'm okay with Rishabh Pant playing that kind of shot. So in T20, I think there shouldn't be. I don't think anything is termed foolish now in T20 cricket, no matter what the situation is, until and unless the wicket is a rank turner, it's turning square, that's a different thing. But in these conditions, I think the perfect way to go about T20 cricket.
Okay, one of the things that I probably inferred from this innings that Indian batters had played in Chennai is that when you are in some such kind of a situation, you lost a few wickets and you know that someone would have to play the waiting game, or maybe all of the other batters would have to play the waiting game so as to make sure there isn't a collapse that you suffer as far as the low order is concerned. I think what they did right here was that nobody really went into the shell. You look at Tilak Verma, he was actually getting those singles and doubles. Let's just, I think, go back to the penultimate over of the match. Liam Livingstone was bowling. He was bowling very, although he's a spinner, but he was bowling very quickly from around the wicket. And Tilak Verma, finding it difficult to have a boundary, he just nudges one to square leg and gets a double. To deep mid wicket, I think that was the area. So I think that's the kind of mindset that the Tilak also had, that he did not really go into the shell. And if we talk about the other batters, if they would have also, probably adopted the same approach that a certain Tilak did have in this match, I think India would have really found it difficult to even win this match, because any which ways, you won the game, you won it by 2 wickets, and still, we are having different opinions of the approaches. Maybe, some the fans would feel that, it's kind of foolish that you were going well, probably, would have played the waiting game, singles, doubles, and could have really, gone on to achieve the target easily. But I think it, in a way, is about leaving a statement also. You look at the other batters, they're coming out, they're playing those shots, and I think it's a new brand of cricket that India would want to adapt, and that's what I think they are doing. You look at Tilak Verma, I think he knew it, that he's the most settled of the lot. A new batter comes, he would find it very difficult to play his shots. So if Tilak can play the waiting game, can probably take it to the last 2-3 overs, it's going to be pretty easy for him to finish the game, and that's what I think he pretty much did. So I think overall it's credit to India for sticking their neck out for their approach. And I think if this is going to be the trend that will be there in the future matches, I think there are exciting times ahead.
Okay,
no, I just disagree on one thing over here. I don't think that Tilak realized this fact that if he stays till the end, he's going to take India over the line. I think that was never the approach. I don't think that at any point in this batting lineup, any batter actually thought that they would want to take it to the end to win this game. I think the mindset was always about finishing as soon as possible. I think today the English bowlers actually executed the plans really well.
Yeah.
To begin with, Sanju Samson, they really cramped him up. To begin with, they sort of tried to beat him with pace. They realized that if they give him width, or if the ball is too over pitched, he will go for a shot. So they cramped him up. They did not let him go after the bowlers so freely the way he was able to go last time around. So I think because of that, a lot of players could not actually play their big shots. What happened with Tilak was that he realized that he needs to, on good balls, he did not try and loft those shots and did not try to see. 46 runs of his approximately have come from boundaries, rest are singles.
Yeah.
So what he did different from others was, all he did was that he took those singles as well, while he was not able to play those big shots because they were bowling well. That maybe the other batters could have done better, but again it all goes down to what day it was. But Tilak Verma, I think, extreme. He's shown great temperament right since the South Africa series. He was nowhere in the fray of things till the World Cup, but after that, since the time he's come back, he's starting to cement his place in the T20 team.
Okay, so I have 3 points to make.
Yeah.
Okay. Point number 1. When we judge results, when we judge shots, when we look at batsmen's mentality, the template, it is very important to understand one very important thing which guides all of this. Very important thing. The result at the end of the day.
Correct.
If you are on the right side of the result, your aggression, your template, your mindset will all be hailed and nothing will be swept under the carpet. Okay? But if you are on the wrong side of the result, which can happen, you know, the question that one of our family members posed to me in the innings break, you know, that has kind of gotten me questioning myself. It's disturbed me a lot, the question, because we have seen far too often that in these kind of bilaterals and in everything of this kind, okay, you're on the right side of the result. So far, India has been on the right side of the result. If you're not on the right side of the, supposing India had lost by 2 runs, then you would have had to question the shot selection of some of them.
Correct.
At this point in time, analyzing a T20I result is very difficult for 2 simple reasons. Number 1, because it depends on what result you are in. That is the nature of the format. Second, if you are on the wrong side of the result, then and only then people will question the template, people will question the mindset, because it's a very fine margin. You won by 2 wickets, but you could have also lost by 2 runs also.
Correct.
Number 2, baseball or whatever gobbledygook that the England team cooked up with, I don't know what they were doing. By the way, Brendan McCullum himself hates that word, okay. It is just a marketing term which has failed. Let's just make no bones about it, no situation awareness.
I don't care, you know, if England hate it or they like it, McCullum likes it or he hates it. It's as simple as that. Baseball has been an utter failure. There have been no results. You bring out the flat pitches. I'm 110% sure that Bangladesh can give, you know, great competition to England.
So,
not even Bangladesh, I think even the associate nations can give, you know, great competition
if
to
you
them.
want to have any kind of sensible ball, if you want to play sensible ball in cricket, just look at how Tilak Verma played today.
Exactly.
Okay?
Played to the situation.
6 overs in the power play, he was 26 of 15. So he had nearly a strike rate, if you have to look at it, 260 divided by 15. He had a strike rate of close to 180.
Yeah.
180 was a strike rate at that point, 190 close to, okay. But then the next 40 balls that he played, he scored only 46 runs. Okay. 46 runs, 40 balls, that is the adaptability factor. And in one of the drinks break, I think when Hardik Pandya got dismissed, he was having a close conversation with Gautam Gambhir. Tilak Verma, I think the role then at that time was, boss, you are now tasked with the fact of taking it over. And England didn't help themselves with 2 very expensive overs. One over went for 13, the other over went for 18 runs, if I'm not mistaken. And Jofra Archer was supposed to be their best bowler. He was their best bowler in Kolkata. Here he went for plenty of runs.
Yeah.
So that is why Tilak Verma, if you want to play very casual, if you want to play sensible cricket, look at the way how Tilak played, adapting to the situation. The third and final point that I have to make in this is, see, supposing you don't get the right side of the conditions, if you don't get the right side of the result, which can happen, say on March 2026, India versus Australia final at the Eden Gardens or Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, okay. Australia once again do it. Once again they hurt India because they were not on the right side of the results. What do you do then?
Correct.
In this way, okay, in this Indian cricket team, there are not that many glaring weaknesses in the T20I setup. There are not that many glaring. In the 2019 Indian team, in the other T20 teams, there was a glaring weakness. In 2023, you didn't have a glaring weakness in the ODI team. It was just the mindset in the final. Here, there is no glaring weakness, it's all the mindset. So, all your hard work can be undone in February, March also. But what I am suggesting at this point of time is, if you lose a game, you pan it according to the shot selection. If you win a game, don't be overtly critical on it. This is a message I'm giving to the fans. People say, oh, you are flip-flopping on so many occasions. On one day you're saying something else, on the other day you're saying something else. But that is the nature of the T20I game. Today, the other comment which disturbed me was that, oh, Akshar Patel, the commentator said it was not needed in the circumstances. But then I said, okay, now India won. What are you going to say about it? Are you going to maintain the fact that some shots were poor? For example, Suryakumar Yadav, 3 fours, 3 dot balls. He tried to run a delivery down to third man. He dragged it back onto the stumps. Yeah. Okay. Now this prolongs Suryakumar Yadav's poor run. But nobody is losing sleep over it because India are winning. The simple template is India are winning, and that is why certain flaws or certain shot making abilities can be brushed under the radar.
No, but personally, I would not have blamed the batters if you would have ended up losing this game. I think it would have gone down to the team selection, because against spinners, it wasn't like the wicket was assisting spin too much. We saw that as far as the stats was also concerned,
but
not too much help.
7 or 8 out of the wickets were taken by spinners.
Because you were playing only spinners, na? That was also a thing. You're not playing any fast bowler. That's why, that's a very big reason why so many wickets were taken by the spinners. I think if you would have had another bowling option, you would have contained them for a little more, fewer runs. Then I think this how it's looking at this point of time, that how barely we have managed to win this game, maybe that would not have been the situation if you would have contained those runs. So I think I am looking at it with that perspective. I think what Gulati sir also said, it's more about giving the statement out. And with Tilak Verma, I think it was more about, they were bowling well. Otherwise, I think he would have gone for the shots. Like you rightly mentioned, the majority, even though he played that waiting game, I don't think it was because he would have wanted to do that. I don't think that was the plan. As soon as he got the opportunity, he went for the big shots only, when he ultimately went and scored 13 and 18, if I'm right.
Yeah, 13 and 18. I think it was both Washington Sundar and Tilak Verma
once they
breaking loose. I think Washington Sundar was struggling big time. He did 1 over and then he boosted his strike rate.
So if that would have happened before that also, I think if that over would have been taken, if he would have taken the bowlers to the cleaners before that, the game would have ended even before that. So I think the mindset was never about taking the game deep. And I think that's the best reason why this batting lineup is so successful at this point of time. I think it was more about not playing the right bowlers in the conditions. We saw the English bowlers, fast bowlers did get that help from the wicket. I don't think there was anything to suggest that the wicket, you needed to play 4 spinners in these conditions. Like I even thought even before the match started. So if you would have lost this game, I don't know how much would have I blamed the batters. Maybe Akshar Patel, you can say that at that time the situation, you were so close to the win, maybe he could have approached the game differently. But again, with Akshar Patel, you have seen him. I also did not understand the reason to send Akshar Patel so lower down the order. Seeing
number 9.
Seeing the condition. Number 8. I think I was expecting Akshar Patel to come just after Suryakumar Yadav, and then
good option,
because that's what
he won you that game. And
exactly. That's why I think it was also about giving opportunity to other batters, because usually we have seen it's between Tilak and Suryakumar Yadav who's playing at number 3. So I think all in all, it was a great game for the Indian team, but I'm really personally very impressed with Tilak Verma.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we'll be devoting this next part of this discussion to. I mean, Tilak Verma, what a purple patch he's been having. I mean, 2 back-to-back hundreds in South Africa. He matched Sanju Samson. Now he's scored a match-winning 72 or 55. And he's helped India take a 2-0 lead in the series. I mean, thoughts on Tilak Verma? I mean, I have gone all out and said that, is he the best batter in this current Indian team after Suryakumar Yadav as a proper bat? See, there is a Hardik Pandya, there is a Akshar Patel who have chipped in at vital times. But as far as consistency is concerned, is Tilak Verma in this current Indian team with the retirement of your 2 stalwarts after Suryakumar Yadav?
Too early to say anything. I think, yeah.
And I think consistency is something I don't think how much you should look into the consistency part as far as T20 cricket is concerned.
Because
honestly.
why I'll say, because he's won you 2 games in South Africa. Okay, yeah, you'll argue the bowling wasn't up to the mark. It was a B grade bowling lineup. The conditions were all that. Suddenly this tour was there. But then prior to that, Tilak had a good beginning even in the West Indies.
Yeah.
Suddenly he fell out of favor. I don't know for what reason. Then he came back. Then he's done well in South Africa. He's won you a game against England. This England bowling lineup was also not all that scary. Let's be no qualms about it. But in a space of 1 to 2 months, he's actually won you games.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying, look at the other players in the sample. Okay, Sanju Samson continues to be a bit inconsistent. Okay, after that 200s and plus he hit, I think a 50 if I'm not mistaken in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
200s, he hit 200s. Abhishek Sharma, one great knock, then he'll have a few bad ones. Surya Kumar Yadav, yes, he's a bona fide T20I legend for India, but he's also having a lean patch.
Sidvi sir, I think the
Tilak
problem...
Verma on current form.
Yeah, no, but I feel that how it's also, I think it's very subjective how you are rating players in the T20 setup, because is it on the basis of their consistency or on the basis of their match winning ability? I personally, in T20 cricket specifically, I'm looking more at the fact that how many matches are they winning me and what their impact is. So on that basis, I feel Tilak Verma today, see, last time he won you the game up top. He just decimated the South African bowling lineup and he won you the game straight away from there. Today, it was a very different side of Tilak Verma. He won you in situations where nobody else actually stood up. He was the one who raised his hand and actually took you over the line, winning a game that could have gone down the other way as well. So this is something that Tilak Verma has shown. So in that sense, definitely he, in this batting lineup, looks like one of the persons who I would pick just after Surya Kumar Yadav in the batting lineup to begin with. But again, like Gulati
So you do agree with me, in a way.
But my reason for agreeing to it is the impact, not the consistency. Because I know on days to come, you might not get consistent runs from Tilak Verma as well.
Because see, why I look at is, again, see, consistency is one factor of it. The adaptability factor. He can be aggressive, he can take the game away, but he can also play this kind of a knock. See, 26 or 15, then he can say play a 46 or 40 also. Isn't it? That is why Tilak now seems to be flexible. In the case of Surya Kumar Yadav, sometimes he can be stuck on one gear. He can be in 7th gear throughout. But then he can also fall cheaply in that sense. To achieve consistency in T20Is is not possible unless you are a Virat Kohli. But Virat Kohli, we all knew, his strike rate was always questioned. But if you look at Tilak Verma, can you just have a look at Tilak Verma's stats if you just...
130.
Just click on
No, just click on his
Yeah, just click on his profile.
Just click on his profile. Tilak Verma.
No.
Tilak Verma.
Tilak. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah. Ha.
No, but I don't know
Now,
again.
okay. T20I so far in his career, he's gotten 53. It's updated. It's 53 average with 160 strike rate. And he's played 21 games. Exactly. Okay? 21 games with a strike rate of 160 and average of 53. That shows that he can be slightly consistent, but for impact and adaptability is right up there in the current lot when you look at it.
See, one of the best things that has happened with Tilak Verma in his very short T20I career is that it's not about the 200s or the 250s. It's about the 30 and the 40 odd that he has played consistently.
Correct.
I think overall it's a combination of that. Most T20I batters, in case of Sanju Samson, Abhishek Sharma is there. So they are basically lacking. In case of Surya Kumar Yadav, he definitely looks out of form. And one of the main reasons why Rinku Singh also had a stellar start to his T20I career weren't those big knocks. It was because of the 20, 30 or the 40s that he was playing consistently. But I think, answering, first of all, I think it's a good question that you asked. I don't really think that we really need to jump the gun. I think it's still very early days for him. See, this Indian team is full of talents.
21 T20Is.
Yeah,
Are we
still
jumping the gun?
No, I'll tell you why. See, I still feel that we are definitely, I think, looking too far ahead. In case of Tilak, and not just in case of Tilak, I think in case of many Indian players that are currently a part of this T20I 11, any which ways, you have a lot of players who are waiting in the wings. one bad series and you can find Tilak Verma, out of this playing 11 or even, out of the squad.
Sure, Rinku Singh will testify to that.
Absolutely. So this is.
But this is because he's injured. He's not
Yeah.
getting that much of a run now because he's not gotten chances to bat.
Yeah.
He's not gotten the consistency that whenever he's gotten a chance, he's not converted it. But why I'm saying is, see, 21 games in a third year of international career. This is Tilak Verma's third year in international career. 2023 he made his debut. Now it's 2025. Yes, starting of 2025, but he's there in the long run in T20Is for India. In the West Indies, in South Africa, now in India, he's showing his prowess. I would say that 21 T20Is is a fair sample size. We have taken Rishabh Pant's 50 plus T20Is as a sample size and told him he's not that.
No, Siddharth, my point is that I don't disagree with the fact that 21 is I know it's a good enough sample size. Yeah, good enough in T20Is because you already you have a lot of players who are waiting for their chances, and if you don't do well, they would be more than happy to grab that position. But I think, see, what is the kind of explanation that you would give to someone like a Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill or a Rishabh Pant? You were just rested. Now let's just say that there is a lot of free time. There isn't much test in ODI cricket. You have Jaiswal, Gill and Pant who probably let's say make themselves available for a T20I series. Just a hypothetical situation. What do you really tell them? That why we are not selecting you? It's a logical explanation that Tilak has done well, Sanju has done well, Abhishek has probably done well. That's why we are not selecting you. But the point is that I'm not seeing Yashasvi Jaiswal being dropped. I'm not seeing Gill being dropped. I'm not seeing Rishabh Pant being dropped. The fact of the matter is that according to me, I still feel that Jaiswal and Rishabh Pant are still pretty much in the fray of being in the starting 11 of this Indian T20I 11, and that is where I still feel that there is a lot of pressure on Abhishek Sharma and Tilak Verma. Sanju Samson will still retain his place either as a number one keeper or as a backup wicket keeper. He will still be a part of the squad. In case of both, I think there's still pressure. So for Tilak, that's why I feel that you need consistent performances so that you're not dropped from the squad. And this is the case with Tilak and a few other Indian batters also, that you need to have those runs coming so that the replacements who are basically waiting, for their chances, they may be, they may just have to, wait there for far too long.
I personally, I don't agree. I think I was just going through the numbers again of Tilak Verma. 50, he's gotten 120. How many runs has he got in international cricket till now?
635.
No, 635. Approximately his, just in T20s, right?
Yeah.
Approximately 50% of his runs have come in boundaries.
Right.
That means approximately every second delivery he's
53 fours and 36 sixes.
Shashwat, it could be even more also.
Yeah, it could be even more than 50%.
Yeah.
So I think today we are just, I feel that today we are just reading too much into the fact that it was a situational innings. I think the kind of, firstly, in between the strike also he wasn't getting that much strike. Plus the England team was also bowling really well. So that's why many big shots actually got contained. That's why I also said that the majority of the runs that have come in the victory have come in those 2 overs. So he was going for his shots all throughout. I remember a couple of boundaries, even in the previous game, even this time, were off the edges and all of that. So his bat speed, and he wanted to go for his shots no matter what the situation was. Because if he would have gotten out, we would have been talking about this fact that everyone played a rash shot, and so was Tilak Verma. I think that's not the case with Tilak Verma. Tilak Verma will go for the shots. He's somebody who can give that impact. He's won you a game in this situation, and I think he's going to be somebody who's going to be in the longer run, because I don't think anybody is fighting for the spot Tilak Verma is playing. Even if a Rishabh Pant comes, I think it's going to be between Rishabh versus Sanju. You might open with, you will have a Yashasvi Jaiswal, Sanju Samson over there, and then, or maybe you can even see Rishabh Pant open. That's why I'm not going too much into the debate of a Rishabh Pant and a Yashasvi Jaiswal, because I even feel that you could see Rishabh Pant opening for Lucknow in this IPL and the next IPL.
Good one.
And he could be an opening option by the time the T20 World Cup comes. So I think a lot of things by then will be changing. That's why I'm not going into that much. But what this clearly shows me, and the boundary ratio of Tilak Verma also shows me, that the message in the T20 team is very, very clear.
Yeah.
It's about going after the bowlers no matter what. And I think finally, after a very long time, the Indian team is I think I maybe just ahead of the curve in T20.
See,
cricket.
because see,
one
I'll
thing
just
that I'll make, in case of what Shashwat has also said, I think like I said, you're not really talking to Jaiswal, Gill and Pant and telling him that, boss, you are dropped. Obviously, they are, still pretty much in the fray for, this T20I setup. But overall, I think what I feel is that there is a lot of pressure on all these players, including Tilak Verma. And the moment, you have a bad series or a couple of games or a couple of, bad games, the questions are going to be asked. And in a way, I like this question also that Siddharth has basically posed because, it's a very different kind of innings that Tilak Verma has played.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see much of that now in T20 cricket, even if, let's say,
the
a team
adaptability factor.
adaptability factor. That I think that's something a Sanju Samson hasn't shown. That's something Abhishek Sharma hasn't shown. And this is where I feel that he's doing.
that is where I no. That is why that's why I disagree with you. Why do you think that it was an adaptable innings? Because the numbers suggest so. I'm just taking you to the situation.
I think the situation suggests.
No. I'm telling you. I'm just taking you to the situation. All I'm trying to say that what Sanju Samson tried to do today, even a Tilak Verma did the same thing. It's just that it worked for Tilak Verma today and it did not work for a Sanju Samson. Even Tilak Verma...
different role.
Different role. But I think
Shashwat.
even Tilak Verma was going after the bowling just like Sanju Samson was. Tilak Verma would have been a little more smarter. Tilak Verma approached the bowling better. It's also T20 cricket. A lot depends on how you're panning out on that specific day as well. So maybe it could have been reverse also. You could have seen a Sanju Samson play the same kind of knock and then we would have been saying that he's played to the situation. I just think that it has worked for India and fortune favors the brave. And I think that's exactly what's happening with India, what happened with India specifically today.
You know why
Correct.
I'm pointing
Okay.
out the Tilak Verma analogy now? Because Austin Kuna, our regular family member on Sports Today, has pointed out that Tilak Verma has now scored 318 runs without getting dismissed. 107,
Yeah.
120, 19, 72, the most for any T20I batter ever. Okay.
And the only, I think, if I remember the top three clearly, Mark Chapman is at number 2 and there is Shreyas Iyer who scored a total of 240 runs across a few innings before
without
he
getting
was
okay,
eventually
now,
dismissed.
635 runs, okay?
Yeah.
53 fours, which makes it 212, okay?
Yeah.
212, so remember that. 36 sixes, I think it is 216, okay? 216. 212 plus 216 makes it
428.
428. So, 428 divided by 635 into 100, you're saying his boundary count in boundaries is less. 67% of his T20I runs.
That's what I said to Shashwat. Na? It could be more than 50%.
67% of his runs have come only in 4s and 6s.
And that's where adaptability does matter. Good one. Yeah.
Now, the problem is Sanju and everybody else, okay? He has been shuffled up and down the order, Sanju Samson.
Yeah.
Now under Suryakumar Yadav, he's gotten the opening position permanently.
And that's what the captain has also said, that
Yes.
let's, just rest that debate of number one keeper batter.
But expecting adaptability from an opener is slightly difficult than from a number 3 or a 4. Because a number 3 or a 4 comes in when your power play is done. Okay, most of the time. Usually, okay. An opener's role in T20I is just to go bang bang.
Yeah.
So Sanju and Tilak, the role is totally different because of the position that they bat in. So the Sanju Tilak analogy, according to me personally, is not right. Sanju has an impact in his own way. Tilak is having his impact in his own way. And that is why the sum total of all of this is the Indian cricket team has a 90% success rate in the past 1.5 years. Right from 2024 February onwards till now.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think February 2024 was when the Afghanistan series.
January.
14
January. Yeah.
You're well past 1 year in this entire sequence. Against Afghanistan, you had 2 commanding wins in Indore and Mohali. You had a double super over in Bengaluru.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Then you know the rest of the story. So, for me, if Tilak continues this current vein of form, I think he's one of your prime batters in this current Indian
On
batting
current
lineup.
form, he is the best batter. On current
With
form,
Surya
he is.
Kumar Yadav. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
there will be a Yashasvi who come in. A Shubman has somewhat been inconsistent. That's why he's been left out.
Yeah.
But yes, T20I selection, we have seen some brutal calls being taken. T20 World Cup win was a big example. You didn't have a place for a Shubman Gill. You didn't have a place for a Ravi Bishnoi. They were your prime batters until just a year or 2 back. But they didn't find a place in that. So that is why Kudos to Tilak Verma for ensuring we are 2-0 up. And before we take comments, we'll just take now. No way back for England. They've blown their best chance to stay alive in the series. Or do you think they can still try and mount a fight back?
I think they can. I think they
Oh.
can. Because see, again, I feel they're adapting. They're eventually starting to adapt. I think their bowling was absolutely spot on. Their plans were really nice. For each batter, I think I saw plans individually. They had plans for everyone. Sanju Samson. They realized that giving too much room to Abhishek Sharma is not the right way to go about his batting. So they changed that as well. They cramped up Sanju Samson. I think batting spin. If they're not, if this is how they're going to play a Varun Chakravarti or an Akshar Patel or Ravi Bishnoi or Sundar for that matter, then it's going to be an uphill task. But I think if that is something, I think it's more about the mentality over here. Today they played spin really better. I saw Livingston step out and
They
play.
hit more sixes than fours today.
They played spinners much better. They stepped out, used their feet. So I think if that is something they adapt by the next T20, I think they not win the series, of course, but still sort of give a fight back to the Indian team.
Okay. I think India mentally ahead of England now in this T20I series. England may have played spin better than how they did in the Eden T20I, but I don't really think there's going to be any way back for England. They can probably win one match here or there, but I think I see India comfortably sealing another series win from here.
+1 for you. I think, England pushed India close, but you'll get different conditions in different cities that you're going to get. I mean, Rajkot is the third T20I, followed by Pune and Mumbai. I think England's best chance to stay alive actually escaped today. They could
Correct.
have stayed alive with a win and even threatened India going into Rajkot. But even that is gone now. Not many teams have made a comeback from 2-0 down. Yeah, England will not will ensure that they're not clean swept. But even if that happens, don't be surprised. Because this Indian team is really, really strong. So
I think in case of England, one of the things that really goes unnoticed and that has gone unnoticed in the last couple of years or so, ever since their T20 World Cup win in 2022, they have failed to win against big teams. In fact, they have even failed to defeat West Indies also on multiple occasions. So this England team, I think
their transition has not been good.
Yeah, let's
As
just
soon as they
move ahead.
see spinners, see again with Australians, we've at least seen that they show that fight against spinners
Correct,
in Test
correct.
cricket. White ball cricket, spin isn't that big a problem for them. But I think the England team is sort of, it just feels like they've agreed to the fact, they've succumbed to the fact that they cannot play spin. And that mindset is very, very much visible as soon as they see spinners. But today I liked how Livingston approached spin, and I think that's a very big reason why he gets those high bucks in the IPL.
Yep. So
No,
Mr.
even the debutant today.
Jamie Smith.
Jamie Smith,
Jamie
yeah,
Smith
yeah.
also.
Jamie
played.
Smith, in fact, he's a very impressive player. Jamie
He
Smith.
is. He
in
was
test
in
matches,
the,
he was really good.
He was basically the best keeper batter in the ICC men's test team of the year.
Yeah.
He was the keeper batter.
So, Mr. Shaker GTN from the US, Gill 100, Joss 45, Washi 26. Happy GT Saturday, Jez. Yeah. Gill was the lone bright star in the Ranji Trophy humiliation that Punjab had. I mean, an innings and 207 run loss is nothing much to cheer for Punjab.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yes, Shuman Gill, the lone fight. I mean, imagine first 100 in Ranji after 6 years. Oof. But yeah, good Saturday indeed for you, Mr. Shaker GTN. Shashank Singh, does playing aggressive means no situational awareness?
I think Tilak Verma showed that.
Yeah, he was aggressive. I mean, see, a 130 strike rate, if you win in a game of 165, shouldn't necessarily be a very bad thing. But then, yeah, this conflicted me. When gents, this kind of thing, this playing aggressive means no situational awareness. November 19, 2023, Rohit Sharma.
That
What
was
do you-
not required.
But again, he was aggressive. But everybody hailed him. He was playing in the same template. What do you do then?
Exactly.
So that has always conflicted me, and there's never been total closure.
No, but
total
I think
agreement
Rohit
to that.
Sharma adapted to the situation in that Lucknow World Cup match against England. That 87 was a priceless innings. Had it not been for that 87, India might have lost that game.
No, but
And
then
Surya's.
Surya's
Yeah.
49. Yeah, but no, I'm talking about a broader situation. Final.
Yeah. Oh, bigger situation.
Bigger
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Sarthak Arya.
But from that perspective, 76 of 59, I'm never going to rate it in any of my top 10, 20, 50. That will never be the
See,
case.
this is where, as analysts also and as also fans, we can't give sweeping state. For me, 76 or 59 helped you win the game. He was 50 of 48, but then he scored 26 of 11. He did a reverse of Tilak Verma. As you look at it today,
No, basically, I'm going to put it like this, that 50 of 47 would have never helped you win that game, but 26 of 12 definitely did.
It did. It
Yeah.
did. It did. Sarthak Arya, SRH hits gold yet again with their overseas selections. The best overseas combination of this IPL season got to be Head, Klaassen, Kars and Cummins.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Bryden Kars, what a... he had a good match today. 3 wickets and 31 of 17, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
3 wickets, 3 for 29.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
fantastic in that sense. I love mutton biryani. Tilak level above from his contemporaries and in ODI like T20. We'll have smooth transition. Only doubt in tests plus need 2 paces for World Cup. I doubt this combination, but I love mutton biryani. You need not doubt this combination because you are getting a Jasprit Bumrah back. But he's not going to play every series. He will not play every series.
In fact, he might not even play any bilateral T20Is in the lead up to the
he
World
will go
Cup.
directly to the T20 World Cup. So that is why. Satish Swaminathan. How would Rahul, Kohli and Rohit have approached this chase? Fearless or circumspect approach? You know,
I think
from
they
the
would.
US
I think one of the batters would have definitely gone into their shell. That's for sure.
Rahul.
No, had it not been for the correct approach or the refined approach that this
You
Indian
even would
cricket
have
team
won
has
the
had.
game with that approach.
You
Yeah.
could have.
But in the longer run, it would not have done any good.
It would have been a mixture of both, Satish Swaminathan, what I fear. Because see, Fearless, I think a Rohit would have gone gung-ho.
Yeah.
Because he did that in 2020. He was the lone batter to do it in 2022. Kohli would have stabilized it. Rahul, see, I'm looking at their reputation in 2022.
I think sometimes we really underrate KL Rahul, the T20I batter. He may
No,
not be,
he
as great a T20I batter.
No.
You
He
know, for
didn't
India.
make his life any easier. He played out maidens in T20I,
Yeah,
which basically made it a T19.
That's criminal actually. That is criminal.
KL Rahul scored runs, but his strike rate was always an issue. Be it IPL, be it T20I. You never saw the KL Rahul that was ever Punjab Kings in the start. When he
Oh,
hit a
yes.
14 ball 50. But after that, you never saw him. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened. He just focused on accumulating runs. He never looked to raise his gear.
Was never a, was
He's a
was
great
always an
ODI
accumulator.
player. He's a good ODI player. Test also very now after the BGT. Enough of a sample size.
Let's
is
not
there.
get into that test discussion. Shashwat will have different.
No, I
points.
think now I am tending to. I will agree with Shashwat that yes, for that career, he had a golden chance. He had 2 great knocks in the BGT. If you look at the broader numbers and once it's ended, very underwhelming. Test career.
it is,
Very
it is,
underwhelming
it
test
is.
career. Sarthak Arya, why do we face the same old story? Every time the fans back Sanju, he fails to deliver against quality.
I think he's going to come good.
Yeah, Sanju Samson was a roller coaster in his previous generation. Yeah, he likes to get the expectations up, but then you plummet suddenly. But then, see, he will do well in Rajkot. He will do well in all the other games that is there. It's a long series, so that is why this is the thing. Abhishek Rawat, off-topic question. Baz hitting Stark in 2015 World Cup
Final.
or Rohit hitting Stark in T20 World Cup? Your favorite for this one?
He's talking about Baz hitting Stark in 2015 World Cup. I think
ODI.
he's probably talking about that Auckland match because Melbourne he got out very cheaply.
Yeah. Auckland.
That was the
Auckland.
final, na?
Yeah,
Melbourne was the final. Yeah.
your favorite and Rohit
Stark.
hitting Stark.
Rohit hitting
No.
Stark, obviously.
Debate.
Rohit hitting Pat Cummins for that slog sweep six over deep mid wicket.
He was possessed that day, Rohit
Oh.
Sharma. And that was the last of the aggressive Rohit Sharma that we saw. After that, he was never the same again.
Correct.
And this one's for me. Ding or Anish Giri on the base of tactics and behavior. Oh man. No, again, no debate. Anish Giri, yaar. As far as tactics, yes, you may consider it boring. But as a guy outside of the chessboard, a thorough entertainer and what an analyst. Anish Giri, miles ahead. Sandpaper. I wish he used his real name here. A relief, because in the bunch of blind sloggers, we still have number 3 who can save us.
Yeah.
Blind sloggers, that's actually quite harsh. I don't
It
think
is very harsh. It's not even required to be
there
honest.
isn't anybody in that sense who's doing that. So,
Yeah.
Priyanshu, an Indian number 3 in a run chase amidst a collapse. We have seen that before, of course. Romantics will harp upon a certain VK18. Well played, Tilak. By the way, Archer, Wood, Atkinson, Vokes, Cars would cause serious damage with red ball and test. Take away Archer, but the other 4, yes.
Now
Yeah,
you,
really.
you don't even. I think. See, in case of Archer and Wood, I don't think that they would be ready for Test cricket. In case of Wood, I think it's going to be very difficult to probably have him in the Test team now because of his injuries. But yeah, I think Atkinson, Vokes, and Cast would be
Yeah.
troublesome for India.
Ramalingam Shankar saying, I talk nonsense because Rahul has a strike rate of 140. It's better than Kohli.
No,
Yeah,
I think let's just not only go by numbers. I basically found KL Rahul the T20 batter
But what about
pretty
you?
decent
Yeah.
one, but I think there isn't any comparison with Kohli. I think Kohli is miles ahead.
Yeah, that is.
Can you even care in today, especially in today's day and age, sir, Gulati sir? It's very unfortunate that we have to talk about KL Rahul, the T20 batter.
No, for me it's not.
Abhay
No,
Chauhan.
how many games did he win? None.
No, but he played
Kohli's
well in
won
some
you
innings.
games.
Kohli has
Yeah.
won you lot of
Kohli,
games,
during
World Cup
his-
games.
During his peak Kohli T20 batter, he was a great T20 batter at a point, but KL Rahul never.
KL Rahul, yeah, I mean, he's underwhelmed. That much I can say. But
Yeah.
Abhay Chauhan, want to ask how irritating is it to see crowds of Chennai and Bangalore randomly chanting MSD, Kohli or CSK, RCB in an India match? Yes, it's very irritating, but welcome to India, Abhay Chauhan. Also, we missed 2 injured batsmen, a little overconfident. I don't think we were overconfident. I don't think so. We probably were slightly undone by the conditions. Slightly. The shot selection, I think, deserved to be much better in that sense. Freaking awesome. I think that's where I would say Ramalingam Shankar has to look at it. If you look at his home and away, that's where KL Rahul falters. KL Rahul actually overseas, he's at 200s.
Correct. West Indies
West
and
Indies, England.
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 That West Indies wasn't.
But they were the 2-time T20 champions.
No, but I'm saying you didn't play that game in West Indies.
You played in
Lauderhill.
Lauderhill, but so what?
That's an overseas conditions,
Overseas.
na bhalla.
You played Pakistan in USA, but are still a T20 World Cup, right? So in that sense, so
Lauderhill, it wasn't. It was very Asian conditions.
you lost by 1 run. Still, KL had his good days around 26. Yes, KL Rahul had his great day. I mean, that BGT in 2017, he won us.
Yeah.
But apart from that, he scored 110 in 15 West innings. But yaar, Ramalingam Shankar, that's what I'm saying. That was when? 7 years ago. 7 years in a T20I is like a generational change. That's how fast
Yeah,
the
I think
format
let's
is.
move away from this.
Yeah,
Abhishek
so-
Singh has a comment that temperament by Tilak at such young age should be applauded.
Yes.
That's what I think has been a part of this discussion. Played with a good strike rate in the beginning, mentioned by Siddharth, then holding on to take it deep, and then back again with good strike rate to take over the
In
line.
short, it was a complete match-winning.
Absolutely,
knock.
it was a complete knock.
Yep. So
Complete cricket, total cricket as we put it.
Total batting. I would
Yeah,
say
yeah.
total batting. So today, Tilak Varma's masterclass has kept us really, the adrenaline still pumping at this point in time. So we bring a close to
Yeah.
Chennai. The southern surgeon is now over. We now go to the
Rajkot.
west. Rajkot, Pune, Mumbai are your next 3 matches. On 28th, which is Tuesday, 31st on Friday and Sunday, you're going to see the remainder of the 3 T20Is. Can England make a comeback? Will India seal the series in Rajkot? Will the changes be in effect? Will Shami get a game? We'll all have a detailed discussion soon on that. But as far as this is now, anything else to add? We bring a close to the second T20. It was wonderful having your company, and thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Congratulations to Ravichandran Ashwin for getting the Padma Shri.
Yeah.
Heartiest congratulations to the Great Wall of India. And I don't mean Rahul Dravid, I mean PR Srijesh
Padma
for
Bhushan.
getting the Padma Bhushan. Legends, indeed. So from me, Gulati and Shashwat, that is bye-bye, Nandri, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, eat your vegetables
And don't trouble your mother.
and
Bye.
stay safe.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
And in advance, happy Republic Day. Bye-bye.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.